All right. So little afterwards, we realized we want to talk about the Oculus, guys. Do you want to record this? Yeah, hit that record button, baby.
Recording in progress.
There we go. So yeah, talking about the Oculus Rift and Facebook, which I think the metaverse is the only thing that's going to keep them relevant in the next 3 to 5 years. We're looking at a visionary. You can say that he stole it from the Winklevosses. You can say that it was his own flavor that made Facebook popular. You could say there was a rise of things like what was it, MySpace, that really kind of brought it together. You could have said that his ability, I'm talking about Zuckerberg, to be able to bring this multi-hosting, like they're in everything. Facebook is, it's cost of doing business. If you want to start your own business, you need to have a Facebook page. Old people are finally adopting it, and I say old people, I mean like over 70. They're
Yeah.
using it to keep up with people. Kids don't use it as much though, and I think that the Oculus Rift is their way of either saying we're going to be relevant in 3 years or we're not going to be in business in 3 years. And people don't want to talk about Facebook stock eating a shit, but it is 100% the abandonment rates from people who are on there, to go to other mediums, to go to TikTok, to go to YouTube. I mean, at this point, Facebook's trying to do, and we try to do the Facebook streaming, and their interface is just fucking clunky, and they're not ready. They're not built for it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need re-up, but they're not ready to do the streaming like, I don't know, a company like Facebook should be. They're not putting the money and time into that. They're going and they're digging deep for the Oculus. So they bought Oculus. Good fucking call by them, and they're doing the metaverse. There was the recent story about the chick who said that she was sexually assaulted on the metaverse. So that took a
Oh
very dark
yeah.
turn.
Yeah, we talked about that last time, I think.
Oh,
Wait, we tried. We did.
that's fresh, dude. We talked about that a couple days ago on the phone. That was, I mean, it was a big deal and a big black eye for people who are wanting to adopt it, because I mean, Oculus has the ability to take what people love about the internet and make it very much like Ready Player One. Is the best way I can put it. The more of the book, less the movie, but also the movie. If you've seen them, I've seen both. It's
I
a
saw the movie. I haven't watched the book or read the book.
it's fucking great. Very different direction than they took the movie. The movie they shortened some stuff, but I mean, again, it's fucking book versus movie. It's good either way. I think as a white cisgendered male, they kind of pander to you and myself, and that's cool for us, I guess. Everybody else, maybe not so cool, or maybe it is cool. Maybe they want to be like us. I mean, people are changing, being very fluid. Let people do what the fuck they want to do, though. Treat them with respect. If they're an asshole to you, fuck them. Now, now moving back into this idea that the metaverse is coming, there's an opportunity to get people into these VR headsets. Like, VR has been trying to be adapted since the fucking 80s. Nobody has really done a very good job of it, but recently the last couple of iterations of VR, 3D and stuff has kind of made some traction. So now you get the Oculus. Oculus was the big boy gamer, like they were the platform you wanted to be on. And
Yeah.
then Facebook bought them. They're adjusting it, and they're really trying to do this open world thing. Now the business applications are fucking huge. You can go and, I mean, you can send somebody a $5,000 rig, $3,000 rig, or less to their home, put the headset on, and now all of a sudden you're having a virtual meeting. You're able to use, like, there's a lot of the things that people say that they miss about being on site. Well, one of the big things, of course, is a whiteboard. Being able to see people's faces. You have the ability to almost be 100% digitally engaged at almost a real way. And
Right.
then with like, cloud services, now all of a sudden you can get an office full of Oculus headsets. They're able to pull up spreadsheets, share them in real time. You can walk up, see what people are doing. Screen size is no longer an option. So instead of trying to upgrade screens, keyboard, shit like that. You're updating everything on the cloud, and as long as your $300 headset and gloves work, which is very cheap comparatively speaking,
Sure.
you're in there like swimwear. So from that, it's highly, highly visionary. This is, what Microsoft was trying to do, and Google with Google Glass was trying to do. Now with the gaming, I mean, there's a lot of people who are doing, Fortnite gaming. There's another one where you do like Spider-Man shit, and I actually don't know what game it is. It may be Apex, but like you can interact with your hands in order to both like literally like you can grab a hold of things like electric grapple, swing around, shoot people, do cool stuff. So gaming has a ton of applications. VR simulations for training, ton of applications. So being able to push into that and do it well is Facebook's priority. They do it well, they're fucking cemented. They're good to go. They're not going to have to worry about it. If not, they have 3 years for you to get out. 5 years if you got stock in it, fucking sell that shit. It's not going to be any more valuable than it is right now. And that's because of all the things they've done to really kind of curtail their chat. So, I guess my humble opinion, when I'm right in a couple of years, we will revisit this video though.
Episode 104, baby.
Yep, part 2. And it is wild to think how much that, I mean, people used Facebook, and I still get on it a lot to check up a few videos and things and make the daily bitch. But, like I'm checking out some of the things, like where it's getting posted, who's looking at it, are there any likes, and, they're tailoring and moving things so that it's basically to get people to flip. Like the more you're scrolling, because there's no incentive, and we talked about money just a minute ago. There's no incentive for Facebook to show your post to the public unless it makes people basically scroll to the next thing, and then that next thing being a commercial spot for a whatever. Like there's so many things like sponsored ads, recommended for you, and all this, because the more you scroll, they're being paid by sponsors for, well, how many people are going to see my ad? Oh, well, in this particular area. And trust me, they get it down to the router almost. They're like, these people watch this kind of content. You're going to want exposure to, Southwest Virginia. And we're going to serve this up at these particular times, and you're going to get at least, 100,000 people to scroll over it. And if that's, a penny per, and you're making a product that they click on it, that pays for, what is 100,000 at a penny, that's $1,000. So you spend $1,000, you get 100,000 people exposed. But if you get 1,000 people, again, like 99% of people say fuck it and don't watch. But then you get 1,000 people to watch. And then 500 people, let's say even 20%. I think it's the 80-20 rule. You get 20 people.
Okay.
Or actually, it would be 200 people. So it would be 200 people to buy your product. Then if you're selling a product that you gross more than 200 people, which most products are, than $1,000, it's a fucking no-brainer. But that's really becoming a thing where people are abandoning Facebook, because it was this place where you could go out and you could say things and people could be heard. But now people are so averse to hearing, and there's no more debating online. And that shit got curtailed. You're either the loudest or the one that has the snappy comeback. It's never the first thing you say. It's always the second. Sometimes you can get the third, but it's like you make the first post, whoever makes the second is really it. And then people are just like, fuck it. They're not posting. They're not getting the likes, the subscriptions. If you're established already on Facebook, fantastic. Like, you're there. But otherwise, you're just moving to a different medium. And we're seeing that move through. So it's Oculus or bust for them.
Bro, have you thought about this a lot, apparently? I mean, damn. I mean, or is that just right off the top of your head right there? You just came up with that whole rant right
So a
there.
little bit of
That was
both.
impressive. I was like, fuck.
So it's a bit of both, and I did some experimentation on Facebook some time ago, and I created a group, and you can't find it now because it's invite only. And I really wanted to see, and this is the stuff that they did on a much larger scale. And I mean, there's things you can look up on any of these services that it'll boggle your mind, like what they do to get the dopamine continuing to flow for the like, subscribe, and the continue to scroll. But I created a group basically of people that I knew are a bunch of assholes just like me, and it was a group that had a single rule, and it was post whatever you want. If you want to, you can leave. And
That's okay.
and it was basically a social experiment to see if people could like have both a safe space to feel like they could post things, and also go and figure out like what is your threshold. And people were putting up the usual stuff like, oh, anti-religion, anti let's see here, it's like anti-religion, anti-left wing, right wing, and then of course like you got into dead baby jokes and like just things like really the like heavy dredged shit. And the moral of the story is that people have lines in the sand, and they say that they don't. They say, oh, I can tolerate anything, I can do anything, I can scroll past it. But everyone has a line in the sand, and once that line hit, then there was blood in the water, because a lot of the people, they were like, oh my god, you can't post that, that's fucked up. And it's like there was only one rule: post whatever you want, leave if you can't handle it. And these were people, again, like I had picked from my friends group, some of which are no longer friends with me. As a matter of fact, I lost a friend over it. Specifically, he got very well. He got incensed and told me that a guy posted something, and he said, that's fucked up. You need to kick him off the group. And I said, no. I said, these are the rules. I was like, you could have just scrolled past it. And it becomes that. One second. It becomes that idea of like, can people leave well enough alone? Can you see something and move past it? What is it? This guy died on the subway, and he was overlooked because he was homeless for 12 or 24 hours. It wasn't until he began to smell. It was in LA or something. It was actually part of the Jamie Foxx movie with Tom Cruise, Collateral.
Yeah.
Collateral. It's one of the last things, and he dies on a subway. Spoiler for anybody that hasn't seen a movie from 2006-ish. Sorry, guys. But, he goes, and the whole point of that is that there's people who, as a whole, generally will just ignore shit, and they'll move right through it. But once you are in this online platform, you feel like your opinion is the one that supersedes everyone else's, and that you have to be the one that's right or correct or whatever.
Sure.
I have been as, if not more guilty than a lot of other people for that shit. And I enjoy it. I like shit posting just to get into the debates. I did that years ago. I scrolled a lot of it down just because, quite frankly, if you're not getting exposure to new individuals, which now, I mean, Facebook has opened it up like public versus just your friends and shit.
Right.
But, you're not really seeing the public interaction. And it's like, what's the point? You're just talking shit amongst your friends. And to make a long story short, it doesn't matter. There's a certain point that people just start ignoring everything because they become so desensitized. And then flash forward, it took a micro group in I think I did this in 2016, 2017, but it took a micro group about 6 months, maybe 4, to devolve into everybody who just fucking left, because it became a point of, people didn't care, or people just didn't want to see it anymore, or there's like, fucking I'm out. That was my line in the sand. And so Facebook is now, to combat stuff like this, they've put in this extra censoring. And it's always the fact checkers actually did a shit post on something. It was like, if we're going to go deep here, it's like the gun violence in the U.S. Schools. if we spent $45 billion to protect kids in schools instead of the war in the Ukraine. And it was flagged as potentially flagged as misleading. That's what it was. Because, and I shit you not, the entirety of the post. So my post got flagged. And like, there's no way to say, well, that's right or it's wrong or it's indifferent. You can fight it, but nobody gives a fuck. Like, by the time you've posted it and it gets flagged and you reverse it, nobody's going to your fucking week-old post. It's a joke. But so it got flagged. And I looked at it and I was like, well, here's all the good things we did with that money in the Ukraine. I'm like, I didn't fucking say what we did or didn't do with the money in Ukraine. It's just like, this is the money we've spent. And this is the money that could have been spent elsewhere. But their whole thing was like, it was misleading. It was like, well, you're taking away from the fact that the humanitarian efforts in the Ukraine is like, no, it's about where the money went between two places. It doesn't matter if it's like, well, guy loses $100. Doesn't matter if he, spent the money giving baby formula to an orphaned child or, went to the strip club and spent it on a single mom. Like, the money's fucking gone. Yeah. What happened? So it's interesting. That's, that's a lot of why, like, some personal, I guess I'm a, what do you call those things? They used to have integrity back in the day. Journalist. That's what it is. Like a self-made journalist. Just an asshole poking shit with a stick and figuring out what bad things are. But you're talking about the Oculus Rift. It's super fun. We should be.
It was fun.
Well, now, what was your exposure? Did you buy one?
No, I did not buy one, but I think they're coming out with an Oculus. They have 2 out right now, so they're coming out with 3.
They have 2: the Oculus Rift 2 and the Oculus something else too.
I think it's gonna be the 3rd one, and that was the only reason I haven't bought it yet, because why would I buy this one when the 3rd one's gonna be coming out soon?
Right.
So, when I thought soon, I thought like literally within a year. So I don't know when it comes out. I guess I could Google it right now, but I don't want to. But yeah, but I had fun. I played it for probably 30 minutes. It was cool. It was completely different. Like, I was really worried about my headspace and balance being off because, you watch those fail videos of people like running into the TV, wearing them and everything. But it really wasn't. I was kind of like, all right, I know where I'm at. There's the couch. Here's a wall. But you're like, oh, it kind of gives you boundaries too. It's like, hey, if you step out of this boundary, you're probably going to get fucked up. Yeah,
the Rift 2 does a really good job. A buddy of mine uses it to play ping pong, and there's a very competitive ping pong group on the Rift, and they have like national scoring and shit. And it'll actually, you're able to view your room because there's outward facing cameras.
Sure.
And you can view the room, and it will give you a boundary and tell you when you're going to run into stuff. So when I see people that are like jumping on the floor or throwing shit, I'm like, this is just people trying to get 100,000 likes on
That's
TikTok.
what I wondered. I was like, what? Because, the first time I put it on, I think my friends, like a couple of friends I was with, they was the first time they were putting it on. It's like, unless we're just, not, what's the word am I looking for? I don't know. We're just lucky, I guess, that we didn't get hurt. But it was like, we played Beat Saber, right? And that game was super fun.
Oh.
But, yeah, it was just like, what the fuck? I guess it's cool. Yeah. But I never felt like I was going to go throw myself into the TV or over the couch and break my shoulder or something. So, but it was super fun. It was fun.
You're not a fucking idiot. That's why.
Well, that's what I was like. Come on, most people have a sense of surroundings and awareness. Like, I walk into a room, I pretty much know. Even if this is a brand new room I've probably never been in my life. If I have, I don't remember it. But I was like, okay, I walk in there. I didn't immediately put it on, but I had, here's a couch, there's a table over there, there's a TV, my boys are over here. Yeah, it's like, I'm not, I know what's going on here. So yeah,
you didn't decide to like run headfirst into the wall because you got scared.
That's kind of what it's like. Yeah, it's like, is that what somebody just decided to do? Like,
yeah,
just take off running just because they're nervous or scared. It's like, if I was nervous or scared, I could easily just, I'm back in real life right here. I'm good to go.
Yeah, I mean, we've not gotten to that point where the graphics are so amazing that it looks one for one. Now we're close. We're not far from it. But I mean, it's still just because of what it takes to render a 3D image cleanly. you don't know what angle the person who's wearing a three-dimensional camera. So it's very different. You know, we play 3D games, but ultimately the camera angle is only going to be so many locations, and you can program for that. With the Oculus, I mean, you're in a a firefight or whatever. You can literally duck your body. You can jump. You can swivel your head. You can be looking behind you. Like, so it's trying to render everything simultaneously, and you've got to have a shitload of computing power for that. And we've not caught up.
Sure.
We're close, but we're not there yet, and that's okay. But I mean, I see a pixelated thing at me, I'm going to go, huh. But I mean, I guess there's some people that are, was it Waterboy?
Don't make fun of me.
He's got a big movie out now, but
The Hustle. I watched it Friday night.
how is it? I've heard good things.
That's what I did for my birthday.
Yeah, man.
All right. Sorry. This is how I told my brother about it. All right. You watch Rocky.
Yeah.
All right. So picture Rocky, but with basketball.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense for him to do that.
Yeah, and it's a very serious. Did you see Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler?
No, I heard it was good.
Watch it. You gotta watch one. It's probably one of his better movies. And so it's a very serious movie, very similar to Uncut Gems. So he does a serious role, and it was like, damn, this is what this guy can do. Where he did these stupid comedy, dumb roles,
serious, and it was real bad.
And now he's into this serious, more like, hey, I'm being a serious actor right here, and he's killing it. I mean, it crushes. There's a lot of different takes I thought they were going to do with the movie, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but there was a lot of different ways they could have went, and I was like, oh, this guy's not going to give us a break because of what just happened in 2 scenes ago or something like that, but it wasn't like a M. Night Shyamalan twist or anything, but it's like, I would have went a different way, but
I mean, it was good.
It was great. It's definitely worth watching for sure.
Cool.
But yeah, Rocky meets basketball, new era. But it's set in Philadelphia too, which is cool.
Nice.
Which is a great city too. I've been there. I liked it.
Yeah. Pete or Pat's or Gino's.
I don't know who that is.
Philly Steaks, baby. They're on the corner. It's Pat and Gino's.
Pat and Gino's.
Yeah, dude.
I did not. For some reason, I thought you said Pat something else, like a last
I said
name.
Pete. I fucked up, but
I've been to Gino's. I went there. Yeah, I didn't go to Pat's. I was like, somebody told me to go to Gino's. Like, it's good. It was great.
They're both good, different reasons.
They're literally across from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they matched their prices because there was like a price war for a long time, and they're like, fuck it, same price.
Yeah, but no, it's but that's what it is. It's definitely worth watching. And Uncut Gems is definitely it's definitely better than The Hustle is what this one's called. But I would watch Uncut Gems first.
All right.
Badass, very badass movie. And it's like he's all about the basketball. I don't know about the hip hop life culture, but he's very about the basketball culture, and that's kind of goes on inside with the hip hop culture. So, and that's what both movies are kind of coincide with. And it's the way it's done. It's just cool,
Yeah.
It's just because it's very, very different than what your normal Adam Sandler takes are. And you're like, ooh, never see him in this light. It's like, wow, you are really good.
Yeah, that's been a developed time because, like, The Wedding Singer, like that. I mean, he was trying to be serious in that. What was the other like serious movie he was in, and it wasn't good? But like now he's becoming this polished actor.
Was it Click or Spanglish?
Oh God, it was Spanglish. Fuck, I forgot about that movie. I saw that movie.
Ah, yeah, that was different. That was weird.
No,
and then he did Drunk Love.
Punch Drunk Love. Oh shit.
Punch Drunk Love.
Jesus,
I don't think I made it all the way through that one. I was just like,
That's okay. I hear the producer didn't either. But I mean, but like we're talking shit about a dude who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's finally getting his sea legs under him for dramatic acting. You know what? Kudos to him. And everybody in Happy Madison are guys that he played basketball with.
Exactly. Like he uses the same boys in all of his movies, and that's cool,
There's people.
Yeah, they're his boys. There's his tribe, and he uses them and brings them along. He doesn't leave them hanging, and they do well. I mean, in my opinion, they do very well.
I think it's great. One of his, I want to say like pseudo-serious was actually the cartoon 8 Crazy Nights, and that was
that one.
That was good. and it was as serious as I thought he could be. But now that I'm hearing that he's doing better in these roles, I mean, what was it, The Ridiculous Six? I heard kind of shit the bed. I saw it.
That was weird.
I saw it. I was like, that's not, it's not the meme worthiness, of Waterboy, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. Back in the days before we had the internet and we had one good movie to last us for a fucking year to reference.
That's right, what it was. No, and he did that. It's also on Netflix. Hubie's Halloween.
I wanted to see it because I heard it was very much like Ernest, like kind of a Ernest Saves Christmas.
So, all right. So what he said was there was a quote from him, and he was saying that if he doesn't win, is it a Grammy or an Oscar that you win for movies? Oscar.
Grammy is music, so it has to be.
Okay, so an Oscar. So if he doesn't win an Oscar for Uncut Gems, he's going to make. He said he would make the worst movie he could possibly make, and just to make a point or something like that. It was something along those lines. And so he made Hubie Halloween, which. It was another kind of stupid, kind of funny comedy, but it wasn't one of the worst movies he's made, I thought. I think like Jack and Jill or something is what
I forgot
heard.
that was a thing.
Yeah, I heard that's probably one of his worst movies ever. But I say it's okay. But he has a lot of celebrities come in and do their little cameos, and I think that's what made it okay.
Yeah. Hey, cameos by celebrities are a popular thing, as we were just talking about, right?
Exactly, man. They get their stuff out. They have a little shining moments. So, anyway.
Let me give you a couple $1,000. Come out, give your spiel, whether it's yours or not.
Yeah.
But
John, let's take this one home too on part 2 here. We got way over what we said we were going to do tonight.
Well, appreciate it. It's been fun.
Yes, sir.
Guys,
yes, sir, boy. We'll do it again. Appreciate you again, man.
All right, take care.
Hey.